You know that's only you. I'll be true. You're my first and only love, and we know it's real.
We had the idea to combine my race with a road trip, so we hired a camper van and a driver. The driver is called Mitch. He's a pretty cool dude and just a typical Aussie guy. He already won the race in 2020, and like one Aussie is not enough, so we just grabbed two of them. And it was a long way down south, so we stopped at several places, for example here at Southwest Rocks. And his girlfriend called Lucida. She's the good soul of the trip and she always entertained us on the long drives. And last but not least, our camping mom Alex. Without her, we wouldn't made it on time down there. So she pretty much cared about everything and everybody during the race week, and that was pretty chilled. So my job was pretty relaxed and I just had the job to take some photos and document our trip.
You're my first and only love.
Between Southwest Rocks, where Alex did her dive with the Grey Nurse Sharks, in Newcastle, we stopped at a random pool in Bulladilla.
What people say, our love is here to stay. Always remember, never forget. I need you, baby. I'm not you.
The water was pretty choppy and no lines were in the pool, but it was empty and relaxed, so it was just perfect for a quick race prep set. The main set was 9x100 progressive, leaving on 130, and after lonely 50 minutes and 3k, we packed our stuff and moved on. Mitch grew up in Jervis Bay, which is the area where the triathlon is happening, and his farm was just 30 minutes away from Huskinson, so we decided to stay the night at his place. And it was just super peaceful and quiet, so just the perfect surroundings to prepare for the race. And it really calmed me down, where like always the days before the race are always a little bit and I'm hard to describe how I feel, but they are always a little bit different. So we prepared some food there, and then race day was calling. The race started at 6:30 in the morning, which is not too early, but because we were so far south, it was still quite dark, and I think I don't have to describe how the warm-up swim in the dark water felt like. But then it was just 10 minutes to the start, and the gun went off. I had a good start and went around the first buoy, which was located around 100 meters after the start. In the main pack we were quite in front, and it was just super hectic and people were going below and above each other. It was definitely one of the most hectic swim starts I've had so far. But after 300 to 400 meters on the second buoy, everything sorted out and it was pretty relaxed and controlled behind the group, and I was just following the feeds in front of me. Unfortunately, the guy in front of me, so the feeds I was following, he had a gap on the second loop to the guys in front of him, and we had a gap from around 7 to 10 meters. I tried to close it, but unfortunately, it was already too late, and we hopped on the bike around 57 seconds behind the last guy of the first group. The transition area was pretty long, so we had to run up from the beach into a transition zone, so it was a long way up there, around 2 minutes. and yeah, tried to have a quick transition, but which is also not so easy on your first race. I also put on the race bib, which was not necessary or mandatory on the bike. Straight away I had like the best legs I've ever had after swim, clicked into the pedals and yeah, tried to push hard to close the gap. After around 2 or 3 Ks, a guy from behind joined us and we worked hard to catch the front group. Unfortunately, you can see how the race went. Like the front group, they were riding pretty close and they were constantly changing the lead, and it was almost like impossible to close the gap. I also lost my bike computer and 2 nutrition bottles in one of the potholes. The road was pretty bumpy and busy on the second and third loop. I always prepare for the case of losing some bottles on the bike, so I prepared 2 gels in my Canyon Speedmax front box. But yeah, 2 gels are not compensating 2 bottles of water, liquid and carbs. So at the end I felt pretty stiff and flat. We jumped from the bike with a gap of around 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And yeah, felt pretty stiff and not 100% ready, but once I had my running shoes on, like I was 100% on and felt like really good. On the first case, I was not believing my watch. It was around 3:36 to 3:40, and yeah, I caught up to a guy called Matt, and because he was also called Matt, all the people were cheering him with "Come on, Matt!" And I was just thinking, oh, they are all cheering me. How do they know me? And yeah, it was quite motivating. So the emotions along the course were awesome, and I really enjoyed running there. So the run course was not 100% flat. It was like formed like a half pipe, so every end or at every turn point you had to run uphill, and in the middle section you had around 3 to 4 Ks flat. Temperature wise it was okay, but I think it was a little bit hotter than expected. But yeah, it was okay. So the news this summer prepared me for this race. I was prepared for temperatures, but not 100% for a race. For me, it's still February, so we are focusing on our European season, which is happening in summer. So I was not prepared in any specific way for this race, especially on the run. So I was already expecting that maybe the last third of the half marathon will be a little bit tough for me. But all in all, it was a great race for me, and we gained a huge amount of experience, and it's always good to have such an early race in. It a little bit like lowers the pressure from all the training, and yeah, it was just a nice weekend there. So all in all, it was just a perfect road trip, and special thanks to my crew, Mitch, Lucida and Alex, for capturing most of the shots during the race and the first intro section of this video. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and maybe leave a comment below what you want to see maybe in the future. And yeah, see ya!